The final of the women's 3000-meter steeplechase. A great race in prospect, and a hot favourite in Habiba Gharibi, the fastest woman in the world this year. Silver in Daegu 4 years ago, silver in London. Will it be gold tonight for the Tunisian? There's the full lineup. Some really good athletes, of course, as you'd expect from Ethiopia, Aleyu and Asefa. Asefa got a bronze in London and in Moscow despite falling. Chepngetich, a very talented youngster from Kenya, and Emma Coburn, hoping she can get in amongst the mix for the medals. Quickly on the outside for the Americans, she came through as the fastest loser, and there is Coburn, 5th fastest in the world this year, 4 times a national champion. No American has ever won a steeplechase medal, male or female. Will that change this evening? And if so, will it be Coburn? Alami, just watching her go through, so too Chepngetich. Camera moving past her in Chepkemoi. And going to the other Kenyan, Virginia Nganga, Youth Olympic gold medalist back in 2010. Last year she was a pacemaker on the Diamond League, but this year she's won Doha, Birmingham and Lausanne. She's the 3rd fastest athlete in the world this year. And Hiwot Aleyu, a brilliant year in 2014. Followed up, just missing out on a medal in Moscow. She won the New York Diamond League. She's the African champion. Could she be the biggest challenger to the woman on her left-hand side, Habiba Gharibi? She came back to fitness and form with a wonderful run in Monaco. A silver medal at the World Championship and at the Olympics. Is she destined to upgrade both of those medals to a gold tonight? She's the overwhelming favourite. And on the inside, Ruth Jabet, the former Ethiopian now representing Bahrain. She's the world junior champion. Habiba Gharibi, 2nd from the right-hand side, definitely starts this race as the favourite. What can the Kenyans or the Ethiopians do to deny her this gold medal? Chepkemoi looks over her shoulder just to see that Gharibi is there, and tucked in behind her is Rosaflin Chepngetich, the world junior silver medalist and the world youth champion in 2013. Kenya 1 and 2, and Gharibi is tucked in on the inside, looking very relaxed and very comfortable in these stages.
Well, Chepkemoi, I was going to say, is just relaxing throughout in front at the moment. Not too much pace being demonstrated. Just looking back through the world lead this year, almost 9 of the top 10 performances came in that wonderful race in Monte Carlo, and about 4 or 5 of the women are in this race today. So some of the top runners in the world are vying for a place of on the podium today, but at the moment it looks as if the Kenyans are taking him through at a very respectable pace, but not fast enough, I don't think, to split this field up at the moment. Chepkemoi there on the inside, doing all she has to do just to keep out of trouble. And if you look through, Gharibi is just there, the tall Moroccan, in about 5th place. The ponytail tied behind.
Yeah, she's just drifted back a couple of places, the Tunisian. Both Ethiopians, incidentally, towards the very back of the field. Ayalu just missing out on that medal in Moscow. Asefa, the other Ethiopian, hasn't been in great form this year, although she looked a little better in the heats. She's got really good major championship credentials after picking herself up literally off the floor to get the bronze medal in Moscow.
Barbara of India is again taking the pace up, Peter, which is, I think, what you expect. She did it before in the heats, and she's doing it again in the final.
Yeah, and she was rewarded with a national record by 5 seconds. I mean, it's a real mix of nationalities here. She's from Asia, of course. It's good to see 3 Americans in the lineup, but mostly it's the North and East Africans, and only 1 European, which is a sign of the times. Gesa Felicitas Krause of Germany.
She's a good athlete, actually, Krause. 8th in Daegu in London, 9th in Moscow. And I'm not sure they're taking too much notice of the Indian just at the moment. Lalita Babar, who, as Peter said, set a new national record by almost 6 seconds to make certain her qualification for this final. Asian champion, as well as national record holder. El Alami just trying to get in amongst the chasers there. Two Moroccans in this race. Madane was 15th in the World Junior Cross a few years ago. But it's the taller El Alami who's in second place at the moment. Still no signs of anybody being particularly interested in chasing this down. Shep Kamoy is on El Alami's shoulder. Emma Coburn is there. And Garibi quite relaxed and very comfortable in that big pack. And at some stage, you suspect someone is going to start stretching their legs and trying to close down the Indian, because there are too many in that group. And it looks at the moment as though it's going to come down to a very fast last couple of laps, but still a little way to go.
Well, it's only 9:30 pace at the moment.
It's not very fast, and that's to be expected. I think none of these women, I don't think, want to push it too hard this stage of the race. Barber just ticking along out in front. They're not pulling her back, they're not letting her go, so they've got her on a string, really. The Kenyans now starting to come to the front, and I don't think we'll see much action maybe until the last 3 laps of this race, when some of them without the fast finish will decide to push it on a little bit more.
Great atmosphere in the stadium. Shep Kamoy leading the chasers with El Alami. Alami, the tall Moroccan, 3rd in the African Championships last year. There you get an indication as to the advantage currently being enjoyed by the Asian champion. But all the big names are in that chase group, and Garibi is just tucked in behind the Moroccan on the shoulder of Emma Coburn, the American having a good run at the moment. And you can see a Mexican wave going round the stadium. One of the reasons why there's so much noise in the middle section of this race.
Well, one of the Ethiopians must have had a mishap, because it was something like 20 metres adrift. It's just caught up, so the two Ethiopians now together, but one of them had a problem, obviously.
Well, one of the other athletes we haven't mentioned so far is Ruth Jabet from Bahrain, transferee from Kenya. So there's, I suppose, another Kenyan there, just in the middle of that field with the white and red strip. So no one really has been affected by the pace of Barber out in front. They're all together in that pack of about 12 or so behind.
A massive, massive roar in the stadium. Developments in the pole vault. We will bring you that as soon as we possibly can. And now we can see this big, big group of athletes just beginning to pull back Barber, who's showing some signs of fatigue there. All the big names are in that group. 1 or 2 athletes falling off the back. The other Moroccan, Madane, is just struggling a little bit, just to the very left of your picture there. But with 3 laps to go, everybody who you would expect to be featuring is right there in that chase group. And one by one, they are beginning to get in position, because at some stage soon, Barber's lead will be eaten up, and eaten up quite quickly.
Yeah, it will be. There's no doubt that someone's nerve's going to break in a minute. Probably one of the Kenyans moving ahead. Garibi will just chase everything that goes. She's running really well in the middle of the picture there. You can just see the very tall Tunisian strip there, red with red shorts. Jabet has been running well. Alio coming on the outside now, the Ethiopian. She's keeping herself well clear of any danger. Tall, long striding, doesn't want to get caught up on the inside. But Barber's done a good job, really, hasn't she? But she is going to be swallowed up. Coming up now, over that water jump. No one really have any major problems with it. That's good.
And this lead is almost being eroded. It's so loud here in the bird's nest, it's almost difficult to hear each other commentating, because the Mexican wave is following the athletes round the track. Garibi up onto the shoulder of Coburn, and now they will go sweeping past the Indian. 2 laps to go. Coburn leads from Garibi. Shep Kamoy has tracked the path of the leaders all the way around, and Aleyu, Hiwot Aleyu, the 3rd fastest athlete in the world this year, the Ethiopian, coming wide on the outside, getting herself in position.
And Krause of Germany there in 3rd place. Let's not forget her. She ran well in the semi-finals, and she's in 3rd place at the moment. But Garibi looks comfortable on the shoulder of Coburn. She'll start to make a move at some stage. The others are tracking her, though, so it's not going to be simple for her to take this title without some form of battle going on over the last lap.
Still a huge amount of noise in the stadium. 600 metres to go. Emma Coburn leading. Chepkemoi coming wide on the outside. Garibi still no move yet from the pre-race favourite as they begin to think about winding it up. The American leads, the Tunisian is in second place. Chepkemoi up on the shoulder of Kraus, the young German running really well and really positively at the moment in third place. And now we turn our attention to the big climax. They take the bell in the final of the women's 3000-metre steeplechase. Garibi just caught the heel there on Emma Coburn, so a little interruption to the Tunisians' rhythm. Coburn is in second place. Chepkemoi is third. Kraus, the Germans, having a fantastic run in fourth. Who's going to have the desire and the speed to try and close down Habiba Garibi? Nyanganga, the other Kenyan, trying to get in amongst the mix. Still Garibi leads. Kraus, the German, tried to find a way through on the inside, but it wasn't there. Coburn's in third. Chepkemoi, who won the Kenyan trials, is in second place, and she's coming up onto the Tunisian shoulder. Garibi looks as though she's under pressure here. And look at Kraus, the German, trying to come on the outside, now the inside. Garibi looks over her shoulder. It's a five-way burn-up for the 3 World Championship medals. Kraus coming through on the inside. Garibi sprinting. Chepkemoi, a 3-way battle for the medals. What a race, what a finish. Chepkemoi from Garibi, and Kraus gets the bronze. A fantastic race. Chepkemoi has taken the gold medal, but my goodness me, she had to work so hard for that. An absolutely sensational last 200 metres. The pre-race favourite Garibi came wide. She allowed the German Kraus to come through on the inside. And Hyvin Chepkemoi, having won the trials and won in Rome, has beaten the pre-race favourite in a cracking finish.
Well, Chepkemoi, second fastest in the world this year. Not a great surprise really that she come through. She really did run well there. What a surprise though, I think, in the end, because it all came down to that last 10 metres or so. And Garibi really just lost it in the end in the last 2 strides. She's totally disappointed with that. She didn't like it at all. But I think the big surprise was the German there.
Yeah, a tremendous run by Krauser. She may well have done a personal best despite the slow early pace.
The way she actually ran Krauser, she could have actually won it. She slowed over that last hurdle, a momentum, and then actually couldn't get it going again.
Yeah, 9:19.25 has come through for her. Asefa then in fourth. The one who, of course, really did suffer was Hiwot Ayalu, who I think would have been in contention, but she had that mishap earlier on in the race and she lost a lot of ground. She caught them back, but once you've had to do that and you've lost a lot of ground, it's tough, and it showed in the end.
She caught them back at the steeplechase, but she lost ground again when she went over it. So that's disappointing, but there you go, that's the steeplechase for you.
Oh, Garibi, once again, a silver medalist, as she was in Daegu, as she was in London. She just didn't look as comfortable coming off the final water jump as she had done in Monaco when she ran that really quick world-leading time this year. But Chepkemoi dragged that sprint out of nowhere.
Well, I hope you can see a replay of that last 100 metres, because it was fascinating, really.
And also, when you watch it back, Garibi drifts from lane 1 to lane 2, or the border of lane 2, and that allowed the German Kraus to come back through on the inside.
Well, she didn't allow her that much, actually. It was the fact that Kraus had tried for a long time to get past Garibi, but Garibi didn't move out until the last minute, and then Kraus had a chance. She went into that last hurdle. Let's watch this again. You can see it now. At this stage, Krauser looks good. Garibi's on the inside. Now, this is a mistake by Krauser. She goes on the inside instead of staying on the outside. Garibi, though, at this point thinks she's probably got it. Krauser tries to come on the inside there, takes the hurdle well, but loses momentum. Garibi digs deeper. But Chepkemoi on the outside, though, has a clean run all the way through that 100 metres. And in the end, it was just momentum that carried her through. Garibi struggling, but in the end, just getting the silver. She'll be disappointed with that, the favourite. But Chepkemoi did everything she did, and it was perfect.
A great race. Imagine that, just 100th of a second from second to third. Wonderful atmosphere here in the stadium.
And another victory for Kenya.
6 gold medals now for Kenya. And the overwhelming favourite once again picks up a global silver medal. What a run, though, from Krause.
Look at that for a close finish, too, in the steeplechase, which was one of 2 gold medals won today for Kenya by Jep Kamoy, whose acceleration in the last few meters proved too much for Gribi and Krause. We also had another gold, of course, from Julius Yego.
Result that steeplechase, Jep Kamoy, Garibi and Krause. Great run from Krause, I thought, in 3rd place. Just unlucky maybe not to get better than that because of a run into the last 100 metres. But Garibi, the outright favourite before, just taking 2nd place to that run by Jep Kamoy over the last 20 metres or so.